Hello, booktube. I was watching a video just earlier this morning from Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading. Uh, that was wonderful, where she was doing a Friday Reads, but she opened it with a discussion about whether or not booktube is a community or a competition. And I think her question was spurred by her having seen one of those YouTube employee YouTube t-shirt how to make your channel really grind and grow type videos. I've watched a lot of those, way more than I should myself. I'm sure that you've seen them too. They're not just done by YouTube as an institution. There are plenty of YouTubers who make videos like that. Promise you millions if you'll do this or that or the other. Here's a way, here are some tutorials for you to improve your channel to really make it kill in the market and whatnot. And the video that she watched, I'll leave a link to her video down below. The video that she watched just routinely said that YouTube is a competition, that the platform has expanded. There are thousands more people trying their hand at making videos every day than there were the day before. But there aren't thousands more viewers every day than there were the day before. I think YouTube is a fairly small platform as far as social media platforms go. And more involved than something you can just scroll through. You have to click on a video and pay attention to it. The 21st century doesn't like paying attention to anything. But it's not just... There are a whole bunch of channels that do that, and there are more channels than there are viewers out there. Is the implication here, is that if you are making a new channel on some subject or other, whatever it is, tech, farming, a children's channel where you're grifting children to get their parents' credit card, and also, by extension, booktube. That no matter what kind of video you're making on YouTube, you are making it in competition with other channels for a limited number of eyeballs. Kelly expresses her confusion in her video as to how that would work. How could this possibly be a competition when... even if a new woodworking channel shows up that you like better than the old woodworking channel that you subscribe to, you're probably not going to unsubscribe from that old channel. And the new channel certainly can't convince you to. You'll either decide it or you won't. So how does the competition bit work? I guess it's just a metric of eyeballs. A human being can only watch so much YouTube in one day, and if they have to make a choice of woodworking channels between yours and the other guy, you hear all sorts of ways that you can make sure that the choice is you and not the other guy. I guess that could be it. Seems like an awful soulless way to go about things, but then again, YouTube plays to the soulless part. They want to create soulless creators. And in her video, bless her, Kelly just says, I don't think that's true for this little corner of booktube. I don't think that's true. It might be true for other booktubers, for the so-called big booktubers, 8-digit subscribers and whatnot, run their channel like a business, have an editor and a script writing team and mods and sub editors, a whole bunch of people you can fire if you're in a peak because you're the talent in front of the camera, all that nonsense. It could be that some of those, but not here, not this little community of about 250 channels. 249 if we can succeed in getting rid of Joe Spivey. We haven't succeeded yet, but it might work someday. We haven't tried everything. Right now it's 250 because Joe Spivey is still here. And Kelly pointed out, just off the top of her head, all the ways in which this community is different. And I agree. I wanted to second it in this video. I don't have to go on for long because I've made this point many, many times. But I agree. This is weird and incredibly special. The reason I say it with a note of foreboding in my voice is because I don't think YouTube realizes that. I don't think they'd like it. I don't think they'd like that this is happening. They want all the people who are making videos on their channel to be cutthroat. I think they want all the viewers who are watching their channel to be cutthroat. I think they do want you to unsubscribe from that old channel if you're subscribing to a new one. But we steadfastly resist that here in this little corner of BookTube. We steadfastly resist it. Some of us add ads to our videos, but all of the content here is heartfelt. No one here is lying, either to you or to themselves or to each other. That's amazing. I don't know of any other part of YouTube that's like that. But it's more than that, much more than that. We're also here for each other. We care about each other, support each other, send money to each other, gifts to each other, visit each other, go and help each other move, visit each other. in this little corner of BookTube, I firmly believe, I am certainly doing it, and I believe most of the rest of you are, we are using the platform of BookTube as a means to an end, as opposed to an end in itself. We are using the platform as a means to expand our friend circle, to know more people, to get closer to more people, so that you are suddenly in contact with these people outside of the ecosystem of YouTube. You are messaging with them on Voxer. You are messaging with them on WhatsApp. You are visiting them or FaceTiming with them or Zoom calling with them, not to help your channel, in private. You're doing it in private because you have connected with them and you consider them to be friends. Now, I've had, unfortunately, occasion to mention this year that has a downside, right? I mean, that means if we lose people, you've lost someone. It's not that, this channel's not making content anymore. It's that this person has died. And that hurts. That is every bit as real as if you had spent time with them. Because you have spent time with them. Because they are genuine when they're on camera and you're genuinely you when you're listening to them. That phenomenon, I have said many times, we are all going to look back. This is not going to last forever. This window is going to close. Whether it's the government that closes it or YouTube, or those two things become the same. This is not going to last forever. And we are all going to look back on the time when we did this and say, that was so strange and wonderful. Nothing like that has ever happened to me in my life, before or since. That's going to happen. Especially those of us on this side of the camera. Those of us who are booktubers. We're just ordinary people. We work in a box factory. We code for a living. We go to the gym, whatnot. We have a family. We get the kids dressed for school. And also, we can be recognized by a stranger at the mall. Hey, I watch your videos. You can get fan mail from people you don't know. When that is incredible. That is an incredible thing, and it happens to lots of booktubers. We're all going to look back at this as special, but it won't be for the egotistical head trip. It will be for the human connection. And that applies across the board. I mean, Kelly and her husband Jason, I have said for the better part of a decade that they are two of the best people on BookTube. Two of the purest, kindest book people that are on this platform, which is full of pure, kind people. Jason Harrigan, when he was on the channel, blessed be his name, always did say, that book people are by and large the best people. And that is by and large true. Of course, we have our mean girls, right? Any community is going to attract mean girls who wear black leggings and black lipstick. There's Gina Stanier and Shelley Swearingen and Hannah at Hannah's Books, and of course the worst of them all, Pat at Book Chat with Pat. We have our mean girls, say, you're wearing that, but we managed to love even them. And as to the rest of it, somebody gets sick, they get cards, they get well wishes, they maybe get financial donations, and they get visitors. Somebody needs help. I've got a problem, a tech problem, a personal problem. I've got a need to move. They get help in the real world. We're all here for each other. Quite apart from the stuff that we're nattering on about books. We take it for granted because it's been going on for a decade now. We take it for granted, but nothing like it exists anywhere else on YouTube. Or I would argue off YouTube, anywhere on the social media platforms. Maybe there are some groups on Facebook that have over time grown to be genuinely personal and genuinely caring of each other. But it's not the norm there any more than it is here. So Kelly's right to point that out. I just thought I would underscore that. I'll leave a link to her video, but I thought I would underscore that. Because occasionally we need reminding. Maybe a Friday at the end of a fraught week is a good time for a reminder that what we're doing here is special. I don't mean to sound all Hallmark cardy, all syrupy, but it's true. We are making personal connections here in a way that does not happen anywhere else on this platform. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen it or you wouldn't be watching these channels because Lord knows most of the channels that I'm talking about are not flashy. They are not well or extensively edited. They don't have contests for merch or membership programs or anything like that. Most of them don't. Even the channels that are loaded up with all of the things, the extras that YouTube loves, premiere videos for memberships, Patreon accounts, ads at the beginning, the middle, and the end, sponsorships, even the channels that are loaded up with those kinds of things. In this little corner of BookTube, the obvious example here would be Ollie at Criminali. Still completely genuine. He somehow managed to do it. He somehow managed to thread the needle. So that when sure, there are all of those things, there are all those bells and whistles, but if you ignore them, you're still just getting what he thinks about the books that he's reading. And all the way down the line, all for everybody else. I think it's amazing. I can't sing its praises high enough. So when I saw Kelly's video, I had to weigh in, because this is odd, what we're doing here, and it's special. So I wholeheartedly make a response video seconding that. This is not a competition. This is a community. How could it be a competition anyway? How could it be anyway? We have people in our community, in this little community of BookTube, we have people who know their target books better than anyone in the world, so that there is no competing with them. People who write a lot more than anybody else. There is no competing with them. People like Ollie, for instance, or me, myself. We're fast readers who have time to read, so we get more reading done. I would say that in my case, there probably isn't any competing with how much reading I get done. Not that I'm making it a competition. Never in a million years would I do that except jokingly. I would never rub anybody's face in that. But I would if I were elsewhere on YouTube. I would be marketing off that fact. Instead, we know that about each other. That some of us, all of us, are stronger in some things than in other. I don't think the element of competition even comes up. Instead, it's community. It's, I know that so-and-so reads a lot of X, a lot more than I do. So I'm going to be interested in so-and-so talking about X. I just love that. I just love the fact that all the worst parts of YouTube are not present here. For whatever reason, they're not present here, and I love that. So anyway, I'll wrap this up. I'm going on and on, but I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.